you for choosing this Your Stage Drama video. We're really excited that you want to participate in our workshops. So today, the workshop I'm going to be doing is called Storytelling with Becca. I'm Becca. And just to tell you a little bit about myself, I am an actor and a workshop leader, and I was recently just working with Arad Goch Theatre Company, which is based in Aberystwyth. So I am from Wales originally, but now I'm in London. Lovely. So just because you're at home at the moment, it doesn't mean that you can't keep creative, okay? That's what we're trying to work on with these videos, keeping creative and still learning, even though you might be at home at the moment. Lovely. So if you have any feedback at all, please let us know at the end. Just send us an email and let us know if you enjoyed this video, or maybe if there's other things that we can do to improve this video. Lovely. Now, what I need you to do is to pause the video in a second, not right now, and I need you to go and grab some water, or I've got some squash here, and I want you to find your favourite book, okay? So click pause and then go and grab a book and some water. Go. Lovely. Okay, so now you are back with me. Hello. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to leave our stuff on the side and we're going to warm up our bodies before we start storytelling. Okay, lovely. So I'm stepping back. Just make sure you've got enough room. Give yourself a little bit of a twist. Got nice space here at home. Lovely. So to start with, we're going to stand with our feet shoulder width apart and our arms by our sides. And we're just going to circle the head slowly. Well done. And change direction. Good. And back to the middle. And we're going to look to the side, to the middle, to the other side, to the middle, and up, and to the middle, and down, and back to the middle. Lovely. We're going to roll our shoulders back. Lovely. And then our elbows. Good, you can bend your knees as well, so we start activating the whole body. Lovely, and then straight arms all the way up and back and round. Good, up and back and round. One more time. Lovely, and shoulders forwards this time. Well done. Good, shoulders forwards. Good, and this time add your elbows in. Good, well done. Waking up the body. And full arms. Very good, well done. Good. One more time. Oh, good. And shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Lovely. Good. We are going to stretch all the way up. Good. Stay there. I'm just going to jump on the sofa so you can see me a bit better. Good. Oh, I'm touching my ceiling. If you can touch your ceiling, that's amazing. Stretch all the way up and flop all the way down and just relax here. Good, I want you to relax your head and shake it and then nod it. Good, good. Shaking it, nodding. Good, and roll up. Up, 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 up. Flick your hair over if you need to. Oh, and relax. Good, I'm going to come back down. Here, lovely. Okay, we are going to work on our breathing now, okay? So breathing is super important when we are telling stories, because it's where all of our energy can come from. Okay, so we are going to place one hand on your belly button and flop it over, and the other hand is going to go just above it, okay? Lovely. Now, I want you to breathe in and then breathe out. Well done. And as you do that, you might find that when you breathe in, your belly gets bigger, okay? And that's where we want to breathe into, okay? So if you can see here, when I say breathe in, can you see how my belly goes out and then breathe out? And it goes in. So that's the motion that we want to be getting today, okay? Lovely. So you're going to breathe in for 4 counts. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it for 1, 2, and then I want you to breathe out on an F for 4 counts, okay? We're going to do it together to start with. Ready? Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 1, 2. Breathe out for 4. 3, 2, 1. Well done. And then shake it off. Good. We're going to do it again, but I'm just going to count this time, okay? Ready? Breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 1, 2. Breathe out for 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 1, 2. Out for 6, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Shake it out, shake it out. This time we're going to breathe in for 4, hold for 2, and then we're going to breathe out for 8, okay? I think we can all do that. We're very good at breathing, okay? Let's try it again. So breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 1, 2, and breathe out for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. Oh, I messed up on my fingers then. Good, well done. I'm sure you did really well then. Good. Okay, now, after breathing, we're going to go through articulating, okay? So what I would like us to do is grab a piece of imaginary toffee. Go. Good, so we've all got our imaginary toffee here. And what we're going to do is we're going to put that imaginary toffee in our mouth and start chewing. Okay, ready? Go. Good. So you're chewing really big right now. Good. And maybe change direction if you can. And work every corner of your jaw. Go. Chewing that toffee. Good. If you yawn, that's totally okay. Good. And now the toffee's getting smaller, okay? And then it gets really little. So you're just chewing a little bit. Go. Good, like a little rabbit. Go. Well done. Good. You might feel silly, but that's okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to pretend to be a raisin, and you're going to scrump up your face like this and say raisin face. Go. Lovely. And now we're going to stretch out and we're going to say a big face and we're going to say pumpkin face. Go. Lovely. And together we're going to go raisin face and pumpkin face. And again, raisin face, really tiny, tiny and big pumpkin face. Oh, and relax. Well done. Oh, shake it all off. Just throw your arms across a little bit and just relax. Lovely. And up and down. Lovely. Well done. Now we're going to do a few tongue twisters, okay? So I want you to repeat after me what I'm saying, okay? Red, you can stand like this or arms by your sides, okay? Red lorry, yellow lorry. Red lorry, yellow lorry. Bit faster. Red lorry, yellow lorry. 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 Good, well done. Lovely. The next one we're going to do is unique, New York, New York's unique. Say that slowly by yourself. Go. Good. And repeat after me. Unique, New York, New York's unique. Go. Unique, New York, New York's unique. Bit faster. Unique, New York, New York's unique. Unique, New York, New York's unique. Unique, New York, New York's unique. One more time. Unique, New York, New York's unique. Well done. Very good. I always find that's a bit harder than the other one. Good. Well done. And this time we're going to work on the different places of our voice, okay? And the different tones that we can use, okay? And pitch as well. So this requires our imagination again. So I want you to imagine that you are a big king, okay? So you're a king. Go. And let that sit into your body. So maybe you widen your legs a little bit, your shoulders come back. Good. You can place your hands on your belly, okay? Lovely. And I want you to say, I am the king, in a nice deep voice, okay? Ready? Go. I am the king. Good. And you're going to repeat after me. So I'm going to say it, then you're going to say it. I am the king. One more time. I am the king. Well done. Good. This time our hands are going to come a bit higher and we are going to become a queen, okay? So perhaps we've still got quite a broad stance, yes? And we're pulling up. We've got lovely posture here. Good. And we're going to say, I am the queen. Go. And again, I am the queen. Well done. And we're going to put our hands on our chest. And now we are going to become a prince, okay? So perhaps one foot is in front of the other. You can't see my feet, but if I stand up here, maybe one crosses the other. And we're like this. And we're imagining that there's a sword here. Very good, okay? And we're going to repeat after me. I am the prince. Go. Good. I am the prince. Lovely. And this time we're going to imagine we're in a nice floaty dress and we're going to say, I am the princess. And again, I am the princess. One more time, I am the princess. Well done, good. And this time, this is my favourite one, we get to be a goblin, okay? So we're going to put our hands on our fingers on our nose, okay? And we are going to roll our shoulders forwards and become a goblin, okay? And it's going to be very nasally like this. Everybody go, na, 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 go. Lovely, okay? And say, I am the goblin. And again, I am the goblin. One more time, I am the goblin. Very good. Now shake off the goblin. We don't need him anymore. Him or her, doesn't matter. Okay, lovely. Now, what I would like us to do is get our piece of text, okay? So grab a quick drink and just go and get your book. Have some squash. Lovely, okay. Now I've got, what have I got here? I've got Rat Burger by David Walliams, okay? Now, what I need you to find is a little bit of text. So I've only got this much, okay? And I just want you to find about a third of a page, so about a paragraph or two of a really fun bit of text that you like, okay? So pause me whilst you go and find your favourite little bit. Go. Good, now you've unpaused me. Lovely, thank you. Now, all I need you to do is read this out loud, just to yourself. Walking around the room, no one's listening, but I want you to read it out loud so you're getting those words into your mouth, okay? Now, what I'm going to ask you to do is you can either mute me or you can sort of So yeah, if you turn the volume down, then I'm going to walk around and do the exercise. So I say go, you're going to mute me, I'm going to do the exercise. And then when I start waving like this, like a crazy person, that is when I need you to unmute me and start listening to instructions again. Okay? Good. So now you can mute me. Go. However, what if I told you that what Zoe found in her room that night was a baby rat? Yes, this was the cutest, sweetest little baby rat you can imagine, and it was crouching in the corner of her room, nibbling on one of her dirty, hole-ridden socks, with a tiny pink twitching nose, furry ears and huge, deep, hopeful eyes. This was a rat that could win first prize in a vermin beauty pageant. This explained the mysterious droppings that Zoe had recently found in her room. It must have been this little mite. Well, it certainly wasn't me. Zoe had always thought she would be terrified if she ever saw a rat. Her stepmother even kept rat poison in the kitchen, as there was always talk of an infestation in the crumbling block of flats. However, this rat didn't seem very terrifying. In fact, if anything, the rat appeared to be terrified of Zoe. Good. Have you unmuted me? Lovely. Thank you. Okay, so hopefully you've just read that for the first time in a while out loud, and hopefully it felt okay. Now, there might have been maybe a word or perhaps a phrase that was a bit of a tongue twister in itself, okay? So this time, I want you to do that again, okay? And if you find a word that's quite difficult or a phrase that's quite difficult, I want you to say that at least 3 times, okay? So for example, I found a section that said, an infestation in the crumbling block of flats. Okay, that's quite difficult to say for me. So I'm going to say it 3 times. Okay, so for example, I'm reading the whole sentence. Her stepmother even kept rat poison in the kitchen, and as there was always talk of an infestation in the crumbling block of flats. An infestation in the crumbling block of flats. An infestation in the crumbling block of flats. Moving on. Okay, so that's our next task, okay? So mute me and go and read your sections, difficult parts, read it 3 times. Go. Okay, however, what if I told you that Zoe found in her room that night was a baby rat? Yes, this was the cutest, sweetest little baby rat. You cutest, sweetest, littlest. Cutest, sweetest, littlest. Cutest, sweetest, littlest. Yes, this was the cutest, sweetest, littlest baby rat you can imagine, and it was crouching in the corner of her room, nibbling on one of her dirty, hole-ridden socks, with a tiny pink twitching nose, twitching nose, furry ears, and huge, deep, hopeful eyes. This was a rat that could win first prize in a vermin beauty pageant. This explained the mysterious droppings that Zoe had recently found in her room. It must have been this little mite. Well, it certainly wasn't me. Zoe had always thought she would be terrified if she ever saw a rat. Her stepmother even kept rat poison in the kitchen, as there was always talk of an infestation in the crumbling block of flats. There was always talk. However, this rat didn't seem very terrifying. In fact, if anything, the rat appeared to be terrified of Zoe when the floorboard creaked. Good. Cool. Lovely. Wave. Hello. Hi. Lovely, you're back. So, how did that go? Was it good? Good. Hopefully, the tricky words are maybe not so tricky. And if there are words that you don't quite know how to say, why don't you pause this and just run and find someone in your house that might help you figure out what that word means or how you say it, okay? Lovely. Now, our next task is one of my favorites. So what we're going to do is we're going to work on punctuation. Oh, sounds a bit boring, okay? But what we're going to do is we're going to put that punctuation in our bodies, okay? So punctuation is how it's written, okay? So if there are full stops or if there are commas, question marks, exclamation marks, okay? So so what we're going to do is we're going to walk in a straight line as we're saying a sentence, okay? And at the end of the sentence, if it's a full stop, I want you to do a big turn and completely change direction and walk the other way for the next sentence. Then, if you find a comma, all I want you to do is turn a little bit and then keep walking, okay? So for a comma, you do a little turn, keep walking. For a full stop, you do a full turn, completely change direction, and keep walking, okay? Now, if we find an exclamation mark, okay, so line and a stop, we're going to make that with our bodies, and we're going to jump, woo! Okay, like that, because they're always a bit more exciting, aren't they? So, I don't have any exclamation marks. That's a shame. Okay, but hopefully your story does. Now, if you have any question marks, we're going to wiggle like this. Ooh, like a question mark, okay? Don't know if you can see that, but imagine my head is the pencil and you're drawing a question mark, okay? Or you can just do a wiggle. So, you need to listen now. Exclamation mark is what? A jump. Well done. So you're jumping. A question mark is what? A wiggle. Yeah, well done. Good. And a full stop is good. You completely changed direction. And a comma is half a turn. Well done. Good. Okay. So I want you to give that a go. If you like, you can leave me on. You don't have to mute me. Okay. But it's probably easier for you to concentrate if you do. So go. Lovely. However, what if I told you that Zoe found in her room was a baby rat? Yes. This was the cutest, sweetest, littlest baby rat you can imagine. And it was crouching in the corner of her room, nibbling on one of her dirty, hole-ridden socks. With a tiny pink twitching nose, furry ears, and huge, deep, hopeful eyes. This was a rat that could win first prize in a vermin beauty pageant. This explained the mysterious droppings that Zoe had recently found in her room. It must have been this little mite. Well, it certainly wasn't me. Zoe had always thought she would be terrified if she ever saw a rat. Her stepmother even kept rat poison in the kitchen, as there was always talk of an infestation in the crumbling block of flats. However, this rat didn't seem very terrifying. In fact, if anything, the rat appeared to be terrified of Zoe. When the floorboard creaked as she approached, it skirted the wall and hid under the bed. Good. Good. Wait. Hello, well done. How did that go? Yeah, did we discover some new things, hopefully? So, what I found was certainly when there was a list, there were lots of commas, and it made me think, how can I make each word different? Okay, so for example, my book says, yes, this was the cutest, comma, sweetest, comma, littlest rat, baby rat you can imagine, another comma. So when there's a comma, it's a slight change of an idea. So when you're reading it again, I just want you to think about when you change direction, how can that influence your voice? Okay, well done. Good. So the next task we're going to do is volume, okay? You can still use the work that you've just done using punctuation with the volume, okay? So with volume, what you need to be thinking of is how loud you can go, but also how quiet you can go, okay? So perhaps some sections should be whispered, and it's like a bit of a secret between you and your audience, okay? Or sometimes it can get quite scary, so you want to say it really loud, okay? Not shouting, you're just projecting a lot, okay? And then sometimes you're just going to be at a really good mid-level where everyone can hear you clearly. You're not shouting, you're just talking at your normal volume, but maybe slightly higher because you really need other people to hear that, okay? Good. So what I want you to do now is play around with volume. Go crazy, okay? Super quiet, super loud, everything in between, okay? So, yeah, again, walk around the space, okay? Playing with volume. Go. However, what if I told you that Zoe found in her room that night was a baby rat? Yes, this was the cutest, sweetest, littlest baby rat you can imagine, and it was crouching in the corner of her room, nibbling on one of her dirty, hole-ridden socks. With a tiny pink twitching nose, furry ears, and huge, deep, hopeful eyes. This was a rat that could win first prize in a vermin beauty pageant. This explained the mysterious droppings that Zoe had recently found in her room. It must have been this little mite. Well, it certainly wasn't me. Zoe had always thought she would be terrified if she ever saw a rat. Her stepmother even kept rat poison in the kitchen, as there was always talk of an infestation in the crumbling block of flats. However, this rat didn't seem very terrifying. In fact, if anything, the rat appeared to be terrified of Zoe. Waving, waving, waving. Good, lovely. Hopefully you've unmuted me now. Good, so we've had a lovely play with volume, we've played with punctuation. What we are now going to do is play with tone, okay? So I really want you to think about, are you asking a question? Are you talking to someone who's younger than you? Are you talking to someone who's older than you? Maybe this story is a bit of a bedtime story and, you know, the person who you're going to be telling this story to is sat next to you and you're just telling them and it's quite close. Or are you in the middle of the Shakespeare Globe and there's loads of people in front of you? Okay, good. So I want you to change the tone of your voice to fit with any of those situations. Okay, so you choose where you want your story to be. Okay, so for example, if I decided that I was going to be telling the story to a big audience over here, okay, I am going to make sure that my tone suits that. So, however, what if I told you that what Zoe found in her room that night was a baby rat? Okay, or perhaps someone's just next to me, okay, and they're maybe a baby or something, and I'm going to talk to them a bit differently, so listen. So, however, what if I told you that what Zoe found in her room that night was a baby rat? Okay, so we're telling that person here. Okay, lovely. So I want you to play with the tone of your voice, okay? Go. However, what if I told you that what Zoe found in her room that night was a baby rat? Yes, this was the cutest, sweetest little baby rat you can imagine. And it was crouching in the corner of her room, nibbling on one of her dirty, hole-ridden socks, with a tiny pink twitching nose, furry ears and huge, deep, hopeful eyes. This was a rat that could win first prize in a vermin beauty pageant. This explained the mysterious droppings that Zoe had recently found in her room. It must have been this little mite. Well, it certainly wasn't me. Zoe had always thought she would be terrified if she ever saw a rat. Her mother even kept rat poison in the kitchen, as there was always talk of an infestation in the crumbling block of flats. However, this rat didn't seem very terrifying. In fact, if anything, the rat appeared to be terrified of Zoe. Good. Wave, wave, wave. Good. Lovely. Okay, well done. So you've worked on the tone, you've worked on punctuation, we've worked on volume, so many things, okay? Now what I want us to do is pick that up and just put it down for a second, okay? So pick up that information, just put it down for a second. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to focus on the story itself, okay? So we've now got all of the tools in our bodies and in our minds, okay? But we're just going to put them on the back burner for a second. Now, all I want you to think about is the real story that you're telling. So what I mean by that is, how does this section change from the beginning to the end? What changes? Do we get to know more about the characters? Maybe something dramatic happens, okay? So the change from the beginning to the end. And we want to see that in your voice, okay? So at the beginning, maybe everything's okay. But by the end, it's a crazy nightmare. Okay, and that can come across in your voice. Lovely. Other small things I want us to think about is individual words, okay? They're so exciting, and I want us to use them to the best of their ability, okay? For example, if I have the word mysterious, okay, I think it makes sense to maybe say that in a mysterious voice, okay? And then, for example, if you use the word little, I want you to really see that image in your head, okay? So I'm talking about a little mite. So I'm talking about a little baby rat. And when I'm talking about that, maybe it would be quite nice if I could see that little baby rat right in front of me, okay? Because if we can see it as the reader, I'm pretty sure the audience will then be able to see it, okay? So as we're reading it through now, I want you to think about the images that are being created in your book or in your piece, okay? So the images, I want you to see them. And also I want you to think about the journey of the story. How does it change from the beginning to the end? Lovely. I believe you can do it. You're doing so well so far. Well done for just not pausing this video, not stopping. You're still doing it, okay? Really well done. So focus on the story now. Go. However, what if I told you that Zoe found in her room that night was a baby rat? Yes, this was the cutest, sweetest, littlest baby rat you can imagine. And it was crouching in the corner of her room, nibbling on one of her dirty, hole-ridden socks. With a tiny, pink, twitching nose, furry ears, and huge, deep, hopeful eyes, this was a rat that could win first prize in a Vermin beauty pageant. This explained the mysterious droppings that Zoe had recently found in her room. It must have been this little mite. Well, it certainly wasn't me. Zoe had always thought she would be terrified if she ever saw a rat. Her stepmother even kept rat poison in the kitchen, as there was always talk of an infestation in the crumbling block of flats. However, this rat didn't seem very terrifying. In fact, if anything, the rat appeared to be terrified of Zoe. Good. Wave, wave, wave. Lovely. Okay, so that was the final task, okay? So what I really want you to do now, as a homework, okay, is to practice this story, okay, in front of your own audience, okay? And see how that changes things. See the difference between when you're doing it in a room on your own and when you actually have to really tell that story to someone else. So what I want you to do is I want you to either grab some friends and family, anyone who's in your house, okay, and make them be the audience. Or you can grab a load of teddies and just dolls that you've got around. They can be your audience. Or maybe you can grab all of your pets. If you've got a dog or a cat or, I don't know, a tortoise or whatever, they can be your audience, okay? And that is the end of the storytelling workshop, okay? So thank you so much for joining in. I hope you had fun, and I hope you've learned how there are so many different elements that we can bring in to storytelling, okay? And it's really just about communicating what's in here and what's here with the other people. Okay, so thank you so much. If you've got any feedback, please email Your Stage Drama, and hopefully we can make these videos even better. If you've got any ideas for what kind of videos you'd like to do, let us know. And yeah, just be at home and enjoy being at home, and you can always keep creative whilst you're at home, okay? Thank you so much. Bye.